Hi, everyone. Good to have you all back. Can't believe we only have 1 week left till the big holiday of Passover coming up, which is next Friday night. It's really remarkable how time flies. We're all looking forward to Passover this year. After 2 years of being locked up and all the limitations of the coronavirus, people are starting to invite people to their homes again for Pesach Seders. Synagogues are going to be having communal Seders in the synagogue as we are, and we're all very excited to involve more people together with the Passover Seder. We'd like to encourage you also to, if you have a home and you're having a Seder, invite people to your home. Fill up your chairs and put up more chairs to have more people come to your Seder. Here at Chabad of University City, we're very excited after 2 years. We're going to be having a beautiful Seder at our synagogue, which I will be conducting. And it's open to the public, and you're very welcome to join us. You do need to make a reservation, however, at chabaduc.org/Passover 2022. And while you're at it, don't forget to sell your chametz, because a Jew is not allowed to own chametz on Passover. We'll be happy to sell your chametz for you to a non-Jew. You can do that also on that same site. And any questions you have about Passover will also be on that site, or you can contact Chabad.org, and they have all the information you could possibly want. So we're very excited. The Passover is coming up. This coming Shabbos is called Shabbos Hagadol, the Great Shabbos. It's traditionally the Shabbos before Passover. Since Passover this year is on Shabbos, the Shabbos before is Shabbos Hagadol, this coming Shabbos. Why is it called Shabbos Hagadol? So there are two reasons basically that are given for Shabbos Hagadol. The first is that in olden days, many hundreds of years ago, the rabbi did not give a sermon every Shabbos. He only gave it a few times a year. And these are very special occasions. He usually did it in the afternoon before Mincha or between Mincha and Mariv. And he would do it on the Shabbos before Yom Kippur, Shabbos Shuvah, in which he talked about all the mitzvahs of repentance in preparation for Yom Kippur. And the other time he did it was before Pesach. And he did that in order to prepare everyone for Pesach and for all the laws dealing with Pesach, what is kosher, what isn't kosher. And as you know, obviously, there are so many things to talk about on Pesach and things that we should know about. So that's one of the reasons why he did it, and it was a lengthy drasha. So just as the one before Yom Kippur was, it was a long one. It was a great one, and therefore they became known as Shabbos Hagadol. By the way, this coming Monday night, I'm giving an in-person talk on the mysticism of Passover. It'll be at 7:30 at the Chabad Center in University City. There's no charge, and everyone is welcome to come. It'll be a very interesting talk on seeing Passover from a deeper perspective. Anyhow, the second reason why that was a commercial. The second reason why it's called Shabbos Hagadol is because in Egypt, on the 10th day of Nisan, which was Shabbos, the Jews were commanded to take a lamb and to tie it to the bedpost of their bed and to observe it and examine it for any defects for 5 days or 4 days until they were to slaughter it on the eve of Pesach, and they were going to use it as the Passover sacrifice. They were going to slaughter it and roast it over fire and eat it at the Pesach night. Because we know on Passover at the Seder, there are three major mitzvahs: matzah, maror, which is the bitter herbs, and the Korban Pesach, the Passover sacrifice, which today we don't have anymore because we don't have sacrifices. But in olden days they had it, and we believe when Mashiach comes, we'll have it again. So let's talk about that a little bit. What was the big deal? Why did they take a lamb and sacrifice it and eat it? And why is it such an important thing? And why was it such a great thing to do? Well, the answer is because the Egyptians were vegetarians. Not only that, they worshiped the lamb. They worshiped idols, just like in India. They worship the cows, and the cows are holy. In Egypt, they worshiped the lamb. And therefore, when they saw the Jews going all over the country, gathering up lambs, the Egyptians would say to them, What are you doing? And the Jews, who were previously their slaves, answered, We're going to take it into our house and observe it. And the Egyptians said, Why are you going to do that? And the Jews said, I'm going to do it because I'm going to slaughter it and I'm going to sacrifice it to my God. And you can imagine the Egyptians must have been not too happy about that situation. So therefore, it's called Shabbos Hagadol because it demonstrated the great faith that the Jewish people had when they did that, and they were not afraid of any retributions from their previous taskmasters. And this is a very important lesson for all of us as well. Very often, when a Jew observes the Torah and mitzvahs, we sometimes need to do it in a public way. But we can be embarrassed. Well, what are the non-Jews going to think? How will it look? It looks so different. It looks so odd. It looks so strange. I remember as a kid, as a child in Toronto, I went to public school years and years ago, and on Passover, all the Jewish kids, you knew who the Jewish kids were because they took out their matzah and their hard-boiled eggs for lunch. And everybody else would look at us and they would say, What's going on? Why are you eating a cracker and hard boiled eggs for your lunch? See all the good food that's available. And we would say, Well, it's Passover. We weren't embarrassed. We weren't ashamed that we were doing it. Not at all. In fact, many times we didn't realize that our neighbors were Jewish and they were doing it also, just like us. It was a remarkable thing. Jewish people should be proud to be Jews, not ashamed. We keep Shabbos. We should go to shul and dress up for Shabbos and not be ashamed or embarrassed to walk the streets of our community in Shabbos clothing, Shabbos garb. When we bring our lulav and esrog to synagogue, we should be proud to go with the lulav and esrog. In fact, the lulav also represents the sword of victory that people would carry on their way to battle. We are not ashamed. We are proud. We're proud to be Jews. One time it happened that a businessman came to Rabbi Manis Friedman, and he said to him, Rabbi, I want to tell you something very funny that you'll find funny. We went to a pizza shop before I came to see you, my business colleagues. And in the pizza shop, it was not a kosher pizza shop. And the waitress came and asked everybody, What do you want on your pizza? So they went down the table and everyone answered pepperoni, 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 pepperoni. And they came to me and I said, cheese. And the waitress looked and said, No pepperoni? No, just cheese. Everybody looked at me strangely. Why don't you want to have pepperoni on your pizza? Everybody has pepperoni on their pizza. So I answered, Because I am a vegetarian. Everyone looked and said, Ah, so nice, a vegetarian. Oh, I wish I could be a vegetarian. Everyone. So this fellow went to Rabbi Friedman and laughed and said, Can you believe it? I told them I was a vegetarian when really I was doing it because of kosher. Rabbi Friedman said, You made a big mistake. Why didn't you tell them that you are kosher and you don't eat meat and milk together, cheese together? He said, Because I would be embarrassed. They would start asking me and they would start laughing at me, who keeps kosher, and it's embarrassing. I felt, let me tell them that I'm a vegetarian and they'll admire that. Rabbi Friedman answered him, You made a big mistake because you missed a wonderful opportunity to teach people, Jews and non-Jews, the importance of keeping kosher and what kosher is really all about. And you missed that opportunity. We should not be ashamed or embarrassed to proclaim to the world that we are Torah observant Jews, that we keep kosher, we keep Shabbos, we keep holidays, and we are faithful to our traditions. And why do we do certain things? Because God told us to do these things, and they're found in the Torah. If a businessman needs time off from work to daven, he should not be ashamed to tell his boss, I need a few minutes to daven mincha, or I need to come to work a little bit later because I need to daven chakras and put on tefillin. I shouldn't be ashamed to do that. So we should be proud of who we are as Jews. And when we are proud who we are as Jews, then we can come into Passover, the holiday of freedom, in a real true way, in a really beautiful way, because we can proclaim our freedom to practice our religion, and other people should practice their religion freely as well, and not be ashamed to do it. Candlelighting tomorrow night is at in San Diego is at 6:56. I want to wish you all a very good Shabbos.